What is up? Sober Nurse here, Andrea, welcome. I wanted to share my backstory, how I got here, why I decided to make this channel. I wanted to share about my journey with alcohol, really, and how getting sober has changed my life. And that's the whole premise behind this channel is people that are searching for a way out. I want them to know that there is a way out, and I want you to have tools and tricks and all the things to help you along the way, because we live in a society that has completely glorified alcohol, and I hate to break it to you, but alcohol is blocking your truest potential. It's terrible for your health. It leads to cancer, dementia, heart attack. I mean, you name it, alcohol can do it. So I want to take you all the way back to my first drink. I was a junior in high school, 17, going on 18. I took the drink because I wanted to fit in. It was very innocent. I think a lot of people start this way. And I didn't really like the taste of alcohol, but I did like the way that alcohol made me feel. I was a very anxious child. I started having anxiety and panic attacks and all the things in about 8th grade. And so those first couple drinks, I was like, wow, this really quiets my mind. I feel good. I feel like it can be more fun. I can talk to people. You know, being an anxious introvert, alcohol was like my go-to to kind of break out of that shell and try and feel normal, if you will. And so the thing with alcohol is it's very addictive. It's a progressive disease. So I continued to drink into my 20s. My 20s was kind of like a party binging year. Like I genuinely had a problem with drinking. I could never just have one or two. I always got drunk or blacked out and ended up throwing up at the end of the night. It was just always terrible. My mid-20s, it got to be a problem to where I almost lost my job because of it. You know, customers were telling my manager they could smell alcohol on me. So there truly was a problem there. I just didn't care. I was so caught up in the idea that alcohol was serving me and that it made my life better and I could have more fun and all the things. But I tried. I tried to cut back. I did better at work. I got into nursing school, which I didn't really have a choice to cut back there if I wanted to pass, but I was still in a heavy binge drinking phase. So any school breaks, any holidays, the weekends, if I was drinking, I was still binge drinking. And now I'm in my 30s. I am now a nurse. And this is where my drinking really got out of hand because I was very overwhelmed as a new nurse. I took a job that I shouldn't have. I didn't listen to my gut. I took a job where I work nights, so I couldn't sleep. And basically what happened is I started using alcohol to cope with life, to cope with the anxiety and stress and everything that being a nurse brings. And then I started to use it to sleep. I would get home from work and drink 5-6 beers first thing in the morning so I could pass out, get a couple hours of sleep, and then go to work and do it all over again. And what happened is I started to get very sick. I started to get sick often. I got burnout, and I found myself very depressed and really just starting to question, like, why am I getting so sick all the time? I don't really understand. Doctor's office after doctor's office after doctor's office. And after 2.5 years of that, I was fortunate enough to come across a holistic doctor. His name is Dr. Kalidas. He's in Orlando. If you struggle with any health issues, you should see him. And he was the one that looked at me and he told me that I was the reason that I was sick. I filled out an entire questionnaire about how I lived my life, my exercise, my diet, how much I drank, which I lied about. And he looked at me and he said, you have a drinking problem, and if you don't stop, it will kill you one day. The amount of alcohol you drink, you poison yourself every time you do that. And his words have always stuck with me, even to this day. Even after being sober for 3.5 years, I still think about that day. And what's interesting is even after he told me that, I still was not ready to stop drinking. So this is why I love talking about the sober curious movement, or even you heard like dry or damp January. I love this because people are trying, and we shouldn't discourage people from trying to stop drinking. So what I did, I made a plan and I said, okay, I'm going to try. Again, still not ready to stop drinking, but I'm going to try. And so what I did is I stopped drinking liquor and I stopped drinking wine. And I said, I'm just going to go line dance on the weekends. I love to line dance. I'm just going to have a couple drinks. I'm not going to get drunk. I'm going to leave by midnight. And that worked for a long time. I did that for 8 months. And what happens is when you do this, you start to build like a trust and a confidence in yourself that you do have what it takes to stop drinking. But here's what happened with me. So I believe in my heart, I have an addict brain, or some people like to say they have an allergy to alcohol. You can't just have one. And here's why. Those entire 8 months, I never wanted to stop at 2 beers. I never wanted to leave at midnight. And that tells me that it was just a matter of time before I ended up getting drunk again, which is exactly what happened. So 8 months of that, I go to a holiday party unprepared, thinking I'm going to be okay. I'm just going to have a glass or 2 of wine. It's a massive holiday party. I don't know anybody. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't have any friends with me that are sober. No, I had no plan. And I drank so much wine, kept drinking, went to the bar, closed down the bars, got home at 3 a.m. And the next morning, I woke up with a massive hangover. I felt like shit. I had a headache. I felt like I was going to throw up. And that's the morning that I decided to get sober. And that was 3.5 years ago. And that's why I made this channel, because I want people to understand, one, sobriety is not linear. Like, we all have our own path. How you get here does not matter. Whether you go to rehab, whether you go to AA meetings, whether you find sober community online, however you do it, the goal is to get sober. That's all that matters. And so I want people to be aware there are more ways than just one to do this, and it is your journey. And however you get here, it's amazing. It should be celebrated. And I really just want to advocate for change in this area. I think as a society, we have been completely duped when it comes to alcohol. I mean, it's just really mind-blowing to me how doctors can say drinking alcohol causes 7 different kinds of cancers, and people still question you when you don't want to drink. So that's what this channel is for, to not only help people get sober, but to open your eyes to how damaging it really is to our lives. And I look forward to continuing to share with you guys. And if you know someone that is struggling, please send them this video or have them reach out to me. I love connecting with people. I love sober coaching. I love just helping people see their truest potential.